Hi, welcome back to Dark Witness, the new mini series from the Most Dangerous podcast. I hope you're enjoying it. So, tonight we'll just get straight into it. It's the first story we've got. It's called The House on Thresher Road. So, tonight the report comes from it's a man who asked to remain completely anonymous. And once you hear what happened, you'll probably understand why. This incident took place in late autumn 1998. Got a time that I remember. 1998 was the last time Scotland were in the World Cup, and we're going to be in 2026. You're not interested in that. So it was on a quiet, windy back road called Thresher Road. And if you live anywhere near Cheshire or Shropshire, which I do, live in Cheshire, you might know the type of place I mean. So it's long hedgerows, no street lights, and houses so widely spaced that if you scream, the next nearest person won't hear a thing. Basically out in the country. So locals used to say that the house in this story was wrong. Not haunted, not cursed, just wrong. As though something in its walls never wanted company and made its objections known. The witness didn't believe any of that. He thought he'd grabbed himself a fixer-upper at a bargain price. Wonder if that's what James's house is like that he's just moved into. Got a good deal on it because it's haunted. But by the third night, he realised he wasn't the only one living there. Someone or something had already made itself comfortable. What follows is his statement, and he told it exactly as he saw it. Here we go. I'll never forget the smell of the place. Damp earth and mould baked into the wallpaper. The house had been empty for years, according to the estate agent. A perfect fixer-upper, she said. The first two nights were quiet enough, though cold, but on the third night, things changed. I was in the kitchen unpacking when I heard footsteps upstairs. Slow, steady. Not the creaking of old boards, but deliberate weight of someone walking directly above me. I froze, then I heard the sound again. 2 more steps, then 3. I grabbed a torch and went to check. The stairs groaned under my feet, but the landing was still. All the doors were open, except the one at the end of the hall. That one had been stuck shut since I arrived. I wonder if he went in there. I wonder if he bought the house, never having seen behind that door. That's weird. Only now it wasn't stuck. It was open by an inch. I nudged it with the torch. It swung open silently. Inside was a dark box room, with a small window boarded from the outside. My breath streamed in the air. Nothing else. I went back downstairs, telling myself it was just the house settling. Around midnight, I woke to the sound of something brushing against the bedroom door. Not scratching, brushing, like fingertips trailing along wood. I sat up, the brushing stopped. Then a faint click came from the landing, the unmistakable sound of a door closing. Something inside me said, "Don't go out there. Just stay put," but I couldn't. I opened the door and I shone my torch into the hallway. Every door was wide open, except the box room at the end. That one was shut, fully shut, and I knew I had left it wide open. The handle turned by itself. Something was inside. I didn't wait. I ran downstairs, straight out of the house in my pyjamas. I slept in my car till sunrise. When I went back the next day, I found muddy footprints on the upstairs landing, bare feet, adult-sized, leading into that box room. But none coming back out. The police told me squatters sometimes get into empty properties. You tell me, what kind of squatter climbs in through a boarded window, walks silently around a house at night, and doesn't leave a single footprint on the stairs? I sold the house within a week. Sometimes at night in my new place, I swear I hear the same brushing on the bedroom door, like whoever was in that room followed me. So what strikes me about this isn't the footsteps, the door moving on its own, though those details obviously would be enough to make anyone run. It's the footprints, muddy, bare footprints that ended in a room with no exit. And yet somehow whoever made them didn't leave. We cover a lot of paranormal stories. We have done on Most Dangerous podcast. But there's always special kind of terror in the ones that might not be paranormal at all. Could just be a creep that's in this guy's house. A person hiding inside your home, a stranger who knows the layout better than you. someone who doesn't need to break in because they never left. The witness has since moved twice, but he told me that even now, years later, he sometimes hears that same soft brushing on his bedroom door. Maybe it's in his head, or maybe there really was someone in that room, and maybe they found a way to follow him. Wherever he is tonight, I hope he sleeps with his door locked. Yeah, weird story. It's a bit. I believe it. Not really, no. I find it very strange that you would buy a house that you couldn't see in every room. If you bought a house and you said that door's stuck shut, you can't go in there, you'd be like, fuck off. Because they could have just put all their shit in there so that you buy the house and you've got to get rid of all their rubbish. Stuff like asbestos, big pile of asbestos. I don't know. Yeah, so I'm struggling with that one. So moving on, Dark Witness Story 2, The Lights Over Alder Crescent. I said we'd do a couple of UFO ones from time to time. Here we go. So our next report takes us away from the familiar world of haunted houses and shadowed hallways. This one sits firmly in the territory most people laugh off until something happens to them personally and they get a sore bum from probing. This witness reached out to me privately, insisting that what he had experienced in 2014 destroyed his marriage, cost him his friends, and left him with a fear of the dark so intense that he still sleeps with the television on. When this witness reached out, they insisted that what they had experienced in 2014 destroyed their marriage, cost them their friends, and left him with a fear of the dark so intense he sleeps with a television on. He once said, "I don't care if people think I'm mad. I just want someone to believe me." So this isn't just a strange light in the sky. This isn't just a UFO sighting. He says that something came down from those lights, entered his home, and tried to take his 6-year-old son. You may choose not to believe him, but as you listen, pay attention to the details. The scorch marks, the electronics activating the precision. These are the kind of events that don't feel random. They feel intentional. Here's his statement. It started with the lights, 3 of them, perfectly round, hovering above Alder Crescent, like the stars had dropped too low. They slid sideways in absolute silence. Then one shot upwards, so fast it vanished. The other 2 drifted across the rooftops and stopped above my house. My dog whimpered and went inside. Smart dog. The next thing I remember is a pressure in my ears, like standing under deep water. Then the lights blinked out. I didn't think much more about it until that night. Around 3 a.m, I heard my son talking to someone in his room, laughing, mumbling. He was only 6, so I thought he was just dreaming. I opened the door and he was sitting upright in bed, eyes wide open, staring at the corner of the room. "Daddy, the thin man wants me to follow him," he said. My stomach turned to ice. There was nobody there, but the air felt wrong. I love that saying. They always say it felt wrong. It just felt fucking wrong. Didn't feel right. I don't know. I felt the air go wrong in Florida. If you ever go to Florida, there's a point during the day, you're having a lovely day in Disney World and wherever you are in Florida. You might hate Disney, might be Universal. And there's a point in the day where a couple of like clouds turn up. And I think, yeah, it's okay. It's a bit cloudy. That's fine because it's roasting, boiling as fuck. And then all of a sudden the air goes wrong. It just goes, the wind disappears. The air goes wrong. And you go, fuck, get the ponchos. And you're trying to put ponchos on yourself and kids and stuff before the heavens open. And like all the rain in the world falls in like 10-15 minutes. Just goes on for like 10-15 minutes and then poof, sun's back out. You're all soaked going, what the fuck was that? But that's the only time I felt the air really go wrong, was that. And I also know someone that was part of the tsunami in the Asia, in Indonesia and Japan, that horrible Christmas Boxing Day tsunami that killed thousands of people. And he was there, and he said that again, he said something happened. The air, the world felt wrong, and thankfully he was okay. He was there, but not where he was. Got hit, but not as bad as other places. But yeah, he said that just everyone went quiet, and everyone looked at each other and went, "Fuck." Anyway, let me find my wee bit in the story. So there was nobody there, but the air felt wrong, charged like static before a storm. I grabbed him and took him into my room. He kept pointing behind me, saying, "He's still there. He's waiting, Daddy." At 3:43, I'll never forget the time. Every electronic device in the house switched on at once. TV, radio, baby monitor, even toys that didn't have batteries in them anymore. Buzz Woody. And the lights came back, not outside, but inside the hallway. Glowing orbs the size of tennis balls, floating near the ceiling. They moved down the hall towards my room. My son buried his face in my chest, shaking. I slammed the bedroom door shut. The second I did, the light seeped straight through the gaps around the frame. It pulsed brighter and brighter, till the whole door was glowing. Then something pressed against it. Not banging, not pushing, testing it. The handle began to turn. I held it with both hands, bracing my foot against the frame. Whatever was on the other side was incredibly strong. It turned the handle against my grip. Then it let go. As all the lights snapped off, silence. I didn't sleep the rest of the night. At first light, I packed my bag and drove my son to my sister's house, 2 hours away. When I came back to the house a week later to collect more clothes, there were 3 perfectly round scorch marks on the carpet outside my bedroom door, in a straight line like footprints. I don't tell people any of this anymore. The few I told made me feel insane, but I know what happened wasn't a dream. And I know whatever visited my house that night knew my son's name. He whispered it over the baby monitor. And sometimes, when I'm alone in a quiet room, I hear it again. So yeah, cases like this that involve children, the hardest to forget, because whatever the lights were and whatever force pushed its way towards that bedroom, it wasn't random. It seems they know exactly who it wanted. A 6-year-old boy who still hasn't fully recovered. Skeptics will say it's sleep paralysis, faulty wiring, or a dream misremembered over time. But skepticism doesn't explain such scorch marks shaped like footprints. It doesn't explain toys with the batteries turning themselves on. It doesn't explain toys without batteries turning themselves on. Need to watch Toy Story. It doesn't explain a child speaking calmly to someone they can't see. So whatever happened in Alder Crescent may have never been proven, but the witness lives every day with the consequences. And maybe in a way that's the true horror of alien encounters. Not bright lights in the sky, but the lingering fear that the thing which visited you could come back any night it chooses. To the man who sent this in, if what you saw was real, then I hope for your sake and your sons that whoever, whatever, come to your home that night, they got everything they wanted and won't return. Yeah, good old alien story. The alien stories, I mean, I've discussed this with James on the podcast. There's, in my opinion, there's 100% chance that there's other planets out there. It's like, when you talk to these science people, there's absolutely no chance that there aren't more planets. Not like Earth, because also the chance of them evolving like Earth's 1 in a billion. But there must be other evolved planets out there. Must be, because there's billions of them, and they reckon that we know of so many hundreds of thousands that have got conditions similar to Earth. So that there must be life out there. But I don't worry about it because it's not really going to affect me. I don't think so. So anyway, that were 2 more dark witness stories. I hope you're enjoying them. If you're listening, just drop us a line. Say, yeah, Fraser, these are quite cool. Keep doing them until James gets his act together and decides to come back on. That's not true. Like I said, we've got a good idea. We're going to come back, but just missed it. I fell in the hole. Hope you're enjoying it anyway. Let me know if you are. It'd be great to hear from you. And share and like and subscribe and click the little comment button and just say, "Hey, Fraser, you okay?" All helps. Thanks for listening. Take care. See you next week.